welcome once again to Men Are So Smart, the Fenn Treasure. I'm Lou Gallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
And as you know, last week we put out a video and we've gotten a lot of response from it. And we'd like to thank all of the folks in the Fenn community who are beginning to warm up to our channel and warming up to Ronnie and myself. Thank you. And so today we thought we'd bring you a couple of things that have come across our desk since that episode. Ronnie, some comments on our last video. Go for it.
Well, we had been asking who the lead searcher was.
Right. It's all the topics on all the forums.
Yeah. And this one was kind of amusing from Jan Schultz. I'm the last place searcher. Okay, well, we probably are even a couple spots behind you, Jan.
Yeah.
So, says, I've been spelling forest with one R, and all my Google searches just bring up trees. Yeah, that could be a problem. Yeah, 2 R's in forest, and you'll probably come across a few more Fenn videos.
You know, our viewers are so funny sometimes. That post, that was an email from Olaf on the river?
That was disturbing.
He sent us some pictures. Do you think we can show those pictures?
I think we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so here's Olaf on the river. And he says that he lives down by the river in a van.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And what else did he say, Ronnie?
Oh, he had some very comical comments in there.
Oh shoot, I don't have my.
I don't have it up. I wish I remember. It was a very, and what's funny is that Lou questioned me this morning, not really sure if he was serious or kidding, and I said it's all in jest.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yes.
And I had seen the pictures before on the internet, so I know that Olaf he had sent this video because a lot of our stuff is done tongue in cheek. And Olaf just carried on in that vein. So
yeah, I just wasn't quite sure when I saw those photos. I started to worry, and I thought maybe I need to get a concealed weapons permit. Not that I don't have one. Right. I do have one, just so you know, okay? And so Jan, I replied to Jan, and I said I may still have a spot on my Fenn Fantasy League.
Yes, yeah.
You know, I think people misunderstood. It was a joke, friends. It's like, you know, fantasy football or fantasy baseball. I thought we could have a fantasy league for lead searchers, and we could do a draft. And,
right.
You know, and anyway.
Because you got to have a first-round pick all lined up. Michael
Brick says, hey, Jan, don't feel like the Lone Ranger, and trees are okay.
Yeah, they are.
All right, so we're good. I mentioned in the last show that a question or comment came up about the green screen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and I didn't want to mention any names, but after thinking about it for a week and responding to a couple of people that asked me about it via email on my Gmail account, well, they're coming across the screen that way, I guess. And whatever. I have that. I'm going to share that with you. This is a very funny YouTube show. And I'm really surprised that it didn't get more views. But while you're on YouTube and watching here, do a search for Forrest Fenn Treasure Searcher Roast Glenn. That's all I'm gonna say.
Enough said.
Glenn, if you're watching, I'm sure this was done tongue in cheek. I hope you enjoy it.
It was a well done. They did a pretty nice job on it.
And the comment was that someone who did a show in front of a green screen had found the treasure.
Right.
And I don't know, you know, it's kind of interesting because the concept behind that treasure tracer channel is very funny. There's no face but sunglasses, and it's well produced.
Yes.
And I went searching for that video last night to pass along the link. I could not find anything more from them.
Really?
Very few videos. I don't know what happened. And I was in communication with him for a while. I think you might remember. We were emailing back and forth, and then it just stopped, and I hadn't heard from him. So I don't know. It seems kind of curious that we haven't heard much from you.
Dropped off that, and they were pretty knowledgeable. They had a lot of information about the chase.
And lead searcher. They claimed to be a lead searcher.
Yeah, so very peculiar indeed.
Redneck Express says, good stuff, guys. Thanks. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Also, if you want to leverage the Fenn community to grow your channel, consider going live with some Fenn treasure shows. Us Fenn addicts go nuts over the live interactive shows with real-time chat, as they're more fun than just watching a pre-recorded video upload and posting comments after the fact. Okay, I understand that.
Yeah, well, guess what?
We're gonna live stream.
We're gonna do one.
I think it's gonna be on April 7th.
I think that's what we said.
It's a Sunday, and we'll be doing it in the morning, and you'll be able to get your comments through to us right here. So please circle your calendar for April the 7th, and it'll probably be about 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Right. Yeah, that should work.
I think that works for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so be sure and check that out. Ronnie, you watched a show yesterday, and
yes.
It was interesting that you said you came to me like you had stumbled onto some show that no one has ever seen before.
Yeah.
But it was just you that hasn't seen it.
Right.
And you said to me, I think it was called AGK.
Right. Yeah.
Ronnie, why don't you go ahead, before I say anything about this channel, and we love all channels, and we deserve, reserve as much respect as we possibly can for all of the other channels, but what was your review of the show?
Well, and we try to watch as much Forrest Fenn stuff as we can during the week to become a little bit more knowledgeable, because we're not boots on the ground people, so we don't have as much information as some of the people that are out there looking. So what we do, we keep researching all the time. So I stumbled across this one, AGK, a man named Toby, and I cannot think of what the woman's name was. Doesn't matter. They had a 1-800 number. Looked like a really nicely produced video, and they were live streaming, and they were asking for your text questions. They had actually given people about a 3-hour head start as to when to text your questions now, and in about 3 hours we'll be live streaming. And
how many questions did they get?
0. There were 0 text questions that they got. And as I skipped through, because it was, I don't know, there was a lot of gibberish. They weren't really talking anything about Forrest Fenn. They were opening up a present that somebody had sent them. They were Cliff Bars or something. Somebody had sent them a case of Cliff Bars. So I skipped forward. Still no content on Fenn. I skipped forward. No content. They gave out, plus he gave out his 800 number, except it's an 866 number.
Oh.
So, okay. But it's on the screen. So if you read what was on the screen, you would get it right.
Good.
But if you followed the number that he read out, it was incorrect.
Oh.
But I watched, I don't know, less than 10 minutes of it.
Yeah.
Because it was not, there was no Fenn content that I ever stumbled across. Mm-hmm. So,
well,
I don't know.
I've seen the show on a number of occasions, and God bless Toby and his partner. And I hope they have lots of success. And for those of you that enjoy that show, that's terrific.
Yeah.
It's really not for me.
Yeah.
I find it to be a little bit boring. It could use a little more laughs. But you know what? More power to them for doing the show.
Yay, it's not easy.
So, yeah, let's see. Mel says, may I ask who this person is that sits in front of a green screen? We told you.
Anon.
Okay.
She gave us kind of a thumbs up today. Good show.
Thank you very much, Anon.
Yeah. She's a kind of, or he or she is a longtime viewer. Been around for a while.
Anon, I vote you to be number 3 searcher, and that is an honor, says Michael Brick. And Anon, it says, I'm not sure why you feel I'm worthy of such a lofty designation, but thank you very much. You could probably add a few zeros to the number 3. Oh, Ronnie, how about this? Held for review.
Oh, ooh.
All right, this is from Treasure Poem.
All right.
We mentioned Treasure Poem in our last episode.
Yep.
Sorry about the different channel names, but I have different emails at Gmail, and my comments are sometimes made right after checking my last email account. Actually, my last name should be Frederick Johansson, not Johnson.
That's a crazy last name with the Frederick in front of it.
Yep.
If it's hyphenated or...
No. Grandma told me that they kept mispronouncing their last name at the port of entry, so they had it changed when they entered the U.S. from Sweden, as I mentioned. Can someone tell me how in the heck I can prove that I'm the closest to retrieving the treasure chest without revealing any hints or clues? I don't know how you can do that. It's one of two things. Either you reveal it or you show the treasure chest.
Yep.
In my opinion, he goes on to say, the people who don't believe that there's a lead searcher don't understand very well both the poem and what Forrest has provided us. To those who think they're the lead searcher, hunter, finder, why haven't you retrieved the treasure chest yet? I haven't retrieved it because I actually only searched for it once, and I was within a few feet of the TC, but I didn't know it at the time. I didn't have all the clues figured out correctly and in the right order. The odds of someone finding the TC, according to Man Alone, Brad, is astronomically high against that happening. I believe the bet I offered to make with Brad that I would find the chest was $1,000, but he didn't want to bet me. Who's Brad? Man Alone?
You know what? I think so.
It had to do with Forrest Fenn's gut feeling. I know that the odds are against me and that I will look like a total fool if I don't retrieve it this summer, but then I could just reveal my solve, hints and clues. Boy, this is wordy. And I believe the majority of searchers would also see it as the only possible solve. I have the confidence that I solved all the clues correctly and in the right order with unbiased and true confirmation. The only thing is I won't know for sure until it's found. I just want to let the public know in advance, though it'll be easier to accept if I retrieve it this summer. If I do, I still plan on continuing the chase with a larger jackpot and hopefully working with Forrest Fenn on it.
Wow.
So
put a lot of effort into that.
Absolutely.
Yep. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Steve Klein says, at Treasure Poem, bro, I'll take that bet, and you can ask Man Alone who I am. He'll vouch I got the money to pay if you win. And then he gives his email address. Hit me up if you're serious.
Wow, there's a throwdown right there.
They're duking it out, Ron. What the hell's going on in our show here? We don't want you guys fighting.
They're throwing it down MMA style.
I'm telling you what.
Yeah. Well, and then this wasn't in this one, not on this email, but somebody was talking about an interview that Forrest had done. And he said, take a sandwich and a flashlight.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think I have that. Let me keep going.
And so that person is saying that because of his take a flashlight, that you will not be able to find the treasure during the daytime. I think that the reason you're going to need a flashlight is it's going to be dark on your way back. It's probably a pretty good hike in. Maybe it's densely covered in trees, might be dark. I don't know. Possibly it's hidden in a little crevasse type thing. I'm not sure why he would say take a flashlight, but he did. And honestly, some of the clues that Forrest gives are probably meaningful, and some of them are not so meaningful. So you have to take everything he says with a grain of salt.
You kind of do. And you know, there's this line between sanity and insanity.
Right.
And
we tread it very carefully.
Yeah, we do. Well, you do. Me, I got this twitch. You know, is he crazy or is he just crazy like a fox?
Yep.
You don't know. You want to respect him and believe that he's just crazy. Anyway, I move on. On our website, menaresosmart.com, there is now a Fenn treasure section where you can go to and you'll find pictures and our videos, including the video Vanished. The treasure has vanished.
Yep.
That's on there as well.
I think that's our most popular.
Oh, by far.
Fenn.
By far. Yep. But there's also some surveys there. And we encourage you to go to our website and take those surveys. They come right to us. As Ronnie and I are sitting here this morning, they're filing in. I can't even begin to count them. But I thought I'd go through a few of them as we get them. All right, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you watch our YouTube channel is the question on this survey. All the time.
Good for
What
you.
is your age? Over 50.
Hey, me too.
That's our demographic. The question is, are you a fan of Lou Gallagher, Corvette Ronnie, both of them together, or neither? This person says both of them together.
Oh, well, that's
good enough.
That's good enough.
We'll
yeah,
take that.
I'll take that.
What would you like to see men do more of? And this person says funny stories.
Oh, that's right in our wheelhouse.
Okay, well, we try to provide that.
Yep.
Do you watch our YouTube channel? Sometimes.
Me too.
Me too. What is your age? 36 to 50. Don't be too specific.
That's close enough. We may not be sure.
Are you a fan of them? Both of them together. What would you like to see the men do more of? The Fenn treasure.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, we continue to try to provide you new information and comments.
Yep.
Do you believe the treasure is still out there? Yes. Do you think the treasure will be found before Forrest Fenn passes? Yes.
All right.
Which state do you think the treasure will be found? Wyoming.
Very popular. A lot of people think it's going to be found in Wyoming.
Do you think the treasure will be found? And then we put spring, summer, blah, blah. And this person's answer was summer. Funny stories, more funny stories. Do you watch our channel? Sometimes. Let's see what else. Do you believe? Oh, here's one, Ronnie. Do you believe the treasure is still out there? Other.
Well.
Do you think the treasure will be found before Forrest Fenn passes away? Fenn needs to update the public.
Exclamation point, capital letters.
Which state do you think the treasure will be found? New Mexico.
That's my belief also.
I was thinking that for a while. I'm now leaning towards Montana. Do you think the treasure will be found? And this person says, never.
It's hard to say.
1,000 years, never.
Yep, it's hard to say.
Here's one. This is from Tommy Venables. I think after several reviews and searches of solves, it would be appropriate to again invite Forrest Fenn into the mass comments and those claiming either the treasure has been found, blah, 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 blah. It's time to bring forward that someone bring Fenn forward to update both the public and the media.
Now, is Tommy the one that's doing the documentary?
Yeah, that's him.
Also? Yeah.
That's
We've gotten
interesting.
a couple emails from Tommy also.
Tommy, we don't go anywhere without first-class flight and first-class accommodations. If you're interested in that, then we can talk. You can email me privately. Paul Neves says, searchers forget what Forrest said. Here it is. Bring a sandwich and a flashlight when searching for the treasure. A few months ago, I emailed Forrest and told him what general area I think the treasure is, also how he hid it, and the only way the blaze can be seen. A few weeks later, he stated on the 7-question video he would no longer be answering emails. Question mark, question mark? This is another person who...
Wasn't it 6 questions, though?
Yeah. And this is another person who is jumping to conclusions that because Forrest hasn't responded to him or Forrest alluded to something else, that the treasure is still out there, I guess is what he's saying. It can't be found during the day.
This is... So, if I hid... Let's even say $1 million.
Okay.
Let's just say I had $1 million out there.
Yep.
And I gave a bunch of clues that make perfect sense to me, but probably are hard for anybody else to decipher. Do you think that my email might be blowing up with people wanting me to explain my clues a little bit better? Absolutely. Can I possibly answer even 1,000 emails? I get 50 emails a day, and I end up deleting, 2/3 of them. I can't even answer 50 emails a day, so there's no way he can answer even a percentage of what he gets every day. So, yeah, it makes perfect sense for him to just say, hey, I'm just not going to respond to emails any longer.
And let's wrap up with this one from Richard Cron. Richard, we've heard from several times and always has good input. Thank you.
Yep.
Ha, you guys could use a proofreader. I need somebody to explain this to me. This is the second time I've seen a comment about proofreading. Number one, I'm a very good speller. And number two, the person behind these videos that does the editing and the graphics, that's me. So
he's triple checking his work.
What in the hell did I misspell? I want to know, because it's the second time somebody said it. As for this old guy, he says, I'm still looking for a bottle of sour grapette. That's what Forrest loved to drink.
Oh, okay.
As for the question of being the lead searcher or number two searcher, I'm looking for the gold. Lead is heavy, but not worth much. At last, I heard. And number two is just the pits. Okay, you danced around a lot there, Richard, but thank you very much. So we'd love to hear from you on our website. You can send us messages, comments, answer our surveys, and soon you'll be able to buy merchandise as well. We're working on that. I know we've said that before, but it's in the process. Ronnie, that about do it for us?
I think that's a wrap.
Our email addresses are going across the screen right now, and you can send an email to either one of us or both of us.
Yep.
And we do get them, and we do reply to them, provided that they justify a reply. But just know we do appreciate them.
Yeah, and some of them are a little cryptic, and we're always willing to, try to decipher and figure out what your cryptic email means. But,
Yeah, and again, I say, if you for some reason don't feel comfortable leaving a comment below our videos, and you feel that it might be something that might be a little more private,
right,
then email us the information. That's really easy too, because that way we can get back to it as quickly as we possibly can. Ron is retired. I do work all day. And so on my lunch hours and breaks and stuff, I try to get back to people. Ronnie does from time to time all day long.
Yep.
Okay. We hope you've enjoyed our Fenn Treasure episode. More of our Fenn mail. We get a lot of it.
Yes.
And we appreciate it. Will the treasure be found? Will it be found this summer? Will it be found sooner? Who's going to find that treasure? What's in the treasure chest? There are so many questions that still after 10 years...
Why did the chicken cross the road?
There are no answers. Almost rhetorical questions. A treasure is out there. Who's going to find it? Will it be you? I'm Lou Gallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
We'll see you on the next Fenn episode of Men Are So Smart.